Hey, welcome back. So, we're diving back into our series on making smarter choices. But today, we're going to look at these skills through a completely different lens, reframing them as something, well, a whole lot more powerful. Okay, but seriously, think about this for a sec. What if those everyday skills you use at work, at home, what if you could sharpen them into actual, honest to goodness superpowers? Well, according to the material we're looking at, you totally can. So, let's jump into the very first one. All right, superpower number one, strategic foresight. And no, we're not talking about pulling out a crystal ball here. This is about something way more practical. It's that skill of looking at a really tricky situation, seeing all the different ways it could play out, and then picking the absolute best path forward. Okay, so how do you actually use this power? Well, it kind of boils down to three simple steps. First up, you've got to identify your options. And I mean all of them, right? Not just the first two that pop into your head. Step two is all about the data. This part's huge. It's about getting past that gut feeling and really letting the facts do the talking. And then finally, you just choose your path. You make the call and you move ahead with confidence. And the payoff for thinking this way? Oh, it's massive. You're going to get better results, period. Doesn't matter if it's for your career or just a team project. And a cool side effect, it creates a real sense of accountability because everyone on the team actually gets why a decision was made. Now, let's see how this very logical power pairs up with our next one. Okay, moving on to superpower number two, the empathy connection. This one is all about what we call emotional intelligence, or EQ. And really, it's this incredible ability to first figure out what's going on in your own head, and then, and this is the magic part, use that insight to genuinely connect with how other people are feeling. It is, without a doubt, the bedrock of any solid relationship. So the core of EQ, it's really built on three key things. It all starts with self-awareness. Just knowing what you're feeling and why you're feeling it. Once you've got that, you can build empathy. That's the bridge to understanding others. And finally, you have social skills. That's where you take all that awareness and empathy and use it to handle conversations and build really strong connections. Now, this is a really fascinating point. We hear about IQ all the time, right? Your intelligence quotient, basically how well you can learn stuff. But what our source material points out is that your EQ, your emotional quotient, is often way more important for actual real-world success. I mean, think about it. You can be an absolute genius, but if you don't have that EQ, it's going to be tough to lead a team, to collaborate, or to get people excited about an idea. So here's the bottom line on this one. Just think of EQ as the engine that drives all of your relationships. It's what takes a bunch of people working together and turns them into a real team. It's what makes your personal connections stronger. It is 100% a superpower. And that brings us to our third and final power for today, the peacemaker's art. This is all about resolving conflict in a healthy, constructive way. It's a total mindset shift, really. It's about seeing a disagreement not as a fight you have to win, but as a chance to actually understand where someone else is coming from and maybe find an even better way forward together. So, how do you put this power into practice? Well, there's a pretty clear path. It all starts with active listening. And I mean really listening, not just waiting for your chance to jump in. It's about genuinely trying to get the other person's perspective. Now, sometimes things are tricky, and you might need a little mediation, bringing in someone neutral to help out. But the end game, the real goal here, is compromise. Finding that sweet spot, that common ground you can both stand on. And check this out. Here's a perfect example of what that looks like in the real world. What if we try my approach for phase one and yours for phase two? See? This isn't about one person winning and the other losing. It's a creative fix that respects both ideas. It basically turns an argument into an experiment where everybody learns something. It's a total win-win. And the results of mastering this, they're game-changing. When you get good at resolving conflict, you'll build relationships that are just stronger, more resilient. They can handle bumps in the road. Plus, it's the best preventative medicine there is. It stops those little arguments from blowing up into huge, messy problems. All right, so let's recap. We've just walked through three incredible real-world superpowers: strategic foresight, the empathy connection, and the peacemaker's art. And the best part is, these aren't just cool ideas. They are actual practical tools you can start putting into practice, like today. So if there's one thing to really take away from all this, what is it? Well, while all three of these powers are crucial, the source material really doubles down on one: your EQ. Developing your emotional intelligence is like finding the master key. It's the one thing that unlocks better, deeper, more meaningful connections in every single part of your life.
So, I'm going to leave you with a question. As you head into your week, which one of these superpowers are you going to try out first? Just pick one to focus on. You might be blown away by what happens. Thanks so much for tuning in.